Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th edition. Join our various gaming groups as we play the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons. And maybe just hang out and chat about gaming in general. Sit back and enjoy the show.
Hi, this is Kelly, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, a Scion to Ragnarok story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and rpgpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Give me a persuasion check. Persuasion. You're basically trying to convince him to let you into the secret stuff.
I'm going to use my inspiration on this.
Okay.
$14.
As he kind of looks both ways and he goes up to the door and he turns the open placard to the closed placard and locks the door. And he says, "So your dear lady has some very unique feels and interests. And what I believe what you want is not for sale in the parlor. Please follow me to the shop proper. For this, you must see the actual meat and potatoes of the cartography shop." And he gestures for you to follow him.
With the map on him.
He basically waves for you to come back behind the secret map case door that opens up. And you see clearly inside there's a well-lit actual cartography shop where there's, like 8 desks lined up, where there's map-making materials everywhere. This is where the master has his students practice their trade. Unfortunately, they're not allowed to be back here during business hours, so they don't disrupt regular business. They must work through the night.
As students should.
It's when they can do their best learning. So, you're looking for something a little more off the beaten path. And literally he points to a shelf that says occult occurrences, and then another one that says mystical monuments, and another one that says supernatural events, and then history of the empires. What exactly are you looking for?
How do I say it without saying it? I have the eye of a true collector. Legendary, in fact.
She literally has his eye.
In a jar. Next to Grandpa's.
Something. What were the labels again?
Basically mystical events, magic places, supernatural creatures. What is it you're looking for?
Well, I think, as we mentioned earlier, lady, forgive my impertinence, but hidden pathways, as it were.
Hidden pathways. Excellent. Do you know the world is riddled with what they call lines of ley that let magic transfer from one place to another? And he pulls out the map, but before he opens it, he kind of gives you guys the look of, you're not just here to spy on my master's charts, I hope, but to actually buy, correct?
Oh, we are very interested in buying.
As he totally gives you a sus look and then goes up to the wall where it's
I already said I was
got
going to buy one of the 15 gold ones.
Which is a ripoff, but useful.
He goes up to the wall and pulls a lodestone off the wall and uses it to clink the map down, and then he puts 4 lodestones as he stretches the map out like a wall poster. Yes, he uses magnetic lodestones instead of putting holes in the maps. How
Yeah.
modern. And he turns a cylindrical object which has a glow rod inside it, which lights up the map. And it shows the main continent going down to just the edge of the Nightmare Kingdoms. And shows magical teleportation places that are known. Druidic circles, wizards' towers, all kinds of mystical things. As well as you see one spot on Captain's Island and marked as the Captain's Cove in the middle of the island, which totally doesn't make sense because you know there's like a mansion there. As he points and says, yes, it's shockingly beautiful. You're both stunned to silence.
I forgive me, but I question the accuracy.
I am offended you question my master's accuracy. I guarantee these maps are 100% accurate.
I point to the Captain's Cove and say, I've been the Five Fingers for a long time, and I know for a fact there's not a cove at that location.
He is shocked. He is aghast. And he says, but what you do not know is, and he totally looks both ways to make sure no one's listening to him. And he goes over, and in the shop there's this brass tube that's, equivalent of those talking tubes on ships that goes up in the ceiling to the second floor of the store, and he puts the cork in the tube and then walks back over to you and gets very close between the two of you and says, what you don't know is that the captain has a secret underneath the manor, that there is an underwater cave and there is a magical teleportation device that the captains have agreed to share and share alike. Apparently, if the stories are to be true, and of course I've only heard stories, I've never seen it myself, but the stories say that the captains use it to get to their ill-gotten gains from when they were all individual pirate kings. Some even say the Nightmare Empire has been given access to the portal. Other rumors say the Nightmare Empire is why it exists at all. Though, another rumor I heard, a very romantic one for partners such as yourselves, was that the pirate king was told of this this cove because of a sea siren lived there, and she used her druidic powers to create this place to her undersea palace so the captain could come visit her and have romantic interludes on nights of the full moon. All of these are delicious tales, you understand.
They are. What must it be like that the captains are actually sharing?
That's a delicious question. Oh, I would give Sunday Gossip Day up just to know the truth to that answer. Who knows what you could do with something like that?
Sunday Gossip Day. All right.
So if you would like to procure this map, any of the special collection maps Start at 300 gold and go up from there, because we promise you these maps are 100% genuine. And you are allowed one free update in case things have changed on those maps from information purchased from the Adventurers Guild and the
See?
Golden Crucible.
Told you they had warranties.
How do we know if something changes, though? I mean, how
If
would we get an update?
If you would come to the shop, we would gladly verify your map to make sure it's of the updatedest, most accurate connections. And if not, we will advise you that there has been an update. If you notice in the bottom corner of the map, there is a series of symbols that represent the date that this map was fabricated. And you notice there's a lot of lines, X's, V's, and in a decimal point, and some more lines after that. Yes, it's version 15.4. As he tells you that kingdoms change borders so often these days. And if you're interested in historical out-of-date maps, we do sell those at a discounted price. Because after all, they are valuable as historical records. And some treasure seekers sometimes use the old maps because they have locations that no longer exist.
Well, Nagas, other than this one map that we've selected, anything strike your fancy?
At this point,
I mean, or is there any other questions you would like to ask?
There are. I just don't know how to ask them.
I know.
Figure it out. Just
Like,
do it.
have you heard about a map you carry with you?
Well, yeah, not just
Basically,
there.
I have heard rumors of a map that you don't just carry with you; it is you. Are there truly such things, such marvels?
Oh no, those would be hokum. I have heard rumors of in the Nightmare Kingdom they sell compasses that tell you where what you seek is. But a map that updates magically on its own, those are merely rumors and falsehoods spread by magic charlatans and shysters. You can always trust a map and a scroll case on your side that you carry with you everywhere you go.
And you know this from your extensive travels?
And he blushes and holds his hanky to his mouth at the perceived slight.
So, what can you tell me about the other cartographers on the island? Clearly not the quality of you. I mean, you have the captains themselves endorsing your maps, but what is the cartographer community like?
In which regards?
Well, we've heard that a specific cartographer, not to doubt your master, but we've heard that a specific cartographer actually has the ears of the captain and directly sells with them. Lorenzo
Lozado.
Yeah.
believe you mean Lozaro.
Yeah.
He'll be attending the ball.
Oh,
gala.
oh, I have heard of him. I believe he is a bit of a charlatan. He got rich quick with his maps, which can only mean one thing if you know what I'm talking about. That he possibly sold maps to everyone on every side of a conflict, if you know what I mean.
No.
And he got very rich all of a sudden when his master died. I forget his master's name, but it started with a P. He was
Paul?
very well known for making maps of the Empire's borders, changing on practically a weekly basis.
And his master suddenly died, and he came into his fortune.
Exactly. Those are the rumors that I heard, that his master died of something, and immediately he got rich. I can only assume he liquidated his master's assets and decided to live the high life rather than continuing the trade.
And who doesn't want to retire amongst wealth?
Well, that is the end goal, but having a business underneath you that can guarantee your retirement is far better. And we know here in the Five Fingers, you can't walk more than 5 feet at any of the ports without someone trying to sell you a map with an X on it. Everyone has a get-rich-quick scheme.
Yeah.
As
Some
you can
more
see here,
settled than others.
my master plans on giving genuine products to genuine customers with genuine coin, and make sure to create a legacy that will last far beyond his lifetime. I myself hope to be the top student to inherit this place when the master is ready to retire. So which of these would you like wrapped up? Our maps come with a complimentary map case to keep them preciously safe.
I mean, at those
Um,
prices, they should.
We'll take that one with the one that Boomhauer
The 15 gold
15.
one?
Yeah, the 15 gold one with the reefs and waterways.
Ah, excellent. But surely you want something in the nicer range than that little navigational tool.
The thing is, you have given us much to think about, and before we purchase a map, it seems that Milady should contemplate her adventure further and actually detail out where she wants to go before she willy-nilly spends gold on a map that might not be useful.
Very pragmatic of you.
You've
I
heard
hadn't thought of that. He's also tutoring me in the navigational art.
he will definitely wrap it up and put a very, very flimsy thin leather
Do you
map
have a
case.
card, sir?
Oh yes, yes, of course we do. And he whips out. There's a card for himself and his master. They look like tiny little maps. It literally
Oh,
shows the cross streets
isn't
of the
that
shop
clever?
corner. And if you come back to purchase a second map, I will offer you my personal discount on the next map.
We'll remember that.
And sadly, he rolled a 1 for his insight check. He totally thinks you're going to be big spenders coming back, dropping tons of coin on him.
Nice. Nice. I'm not stepping foot back in that store, though.
As he says, "Good day," goes up to the door, turns the close to open sign, unlocks the 5 locks, and opens the door for you guys to leave with your chart.
Thank you.
And when did you expect your master back?
The master should be back at 2 bells in the afternoon. He always gets up very late in the afternoon, so he can supervise the students over the evening.
I'm gonna lean over to Theo and whisper, "Vampire?"
High probability.
No, thank you. You've been wonderfully serviceable.
Thank you very much. And if you do come back and see the master, please let him know how equitable our dealings were and how enjoyable your stay was with us. And if you're interested in the jasmine tea that I serve, it is available 2 shops over at Scented Tea Leaf.
And will they give us a discount if we drop your name?
Perhaps. And the funny thing is, the sound Kelly made was because the Scented Tea Leaf is a real tea shop in Tucson.
The Scented Leaf is a local shop.
That's why she made an and then
Like, I see what you did there.
So good day, and then one of you guys give me a perception check.
That's you.
Well,
As you
Oh.
see nothing as you leave.
I don't
He's
see
busying
nothing.
himself cleaning up the tea and little bickies that he put out for you all. So you
Didn't
now
look
have.
close.
Nothing.
She was busy looking at the scroll case.
Should have been looking at his neck.
It's like, how can I alchemy this up? Or make grenades that can fit in this tube.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
So you have the nefarious map, or I should say the 3 nefarious maps. You have the great map for the ship that will make sure you don't run aground anywhere. You're heading back to the headquarters, I'm guessing?
yep.
Or is there another stop you're making?
Can we stop by the engravers and try and upgrade our invitation?
Oh.
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay. You totally have the invite that you've got. It's got the engraver's stamp at the bottom showing where it was made. You go into the shop and you see this huge printing press set up where there's a modified steam jack that uses its arm to smash the printing press every couple seconds. Another one that uses this giant ink roller and squirts ink out of its thumb, as you can see this giant mechanical setup. And then there's a guy that's cutting by hand each of the individual cards that are being printed in mass. As a couple of the print shop apprentices come up and immediately, brush off their inky hands and inky aprons and immediately address the customers that walk in when the bell chimes. This nice little Iosan elf looks at you too and says, Welcome to the Prince of Print Shops, the premier of printers, the Palace of Papers. How can we help you? Are you looking for wedding invitations, long sheet prints, advertisements,
We
or
actually need
journals?
to. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, that was my speech, sir.
We actually need to speak to your boss.
Oh, the master. And immediately he, goes up there, points to a little seating area, which is this really rough little alcove of a bench with no cushion on it. And he says, "Please take a seat. I'll be right back." And he kind of opens the bar style, separation from the back room because everything is open and visible because that's his trade right there. He shows off his shop. And immediately this gentleman who looks totally like he might be a warcaster on his, night hours has, this fancy dancy mechanical armor that's just a half suit but has like gears and gadgets and got little things doing things. As he comes out and lifts his goggles up where you see he's got spritted ink stain all around his face except where the goggles and the little handkerchief over his mouth were covering. As he says, "Hello, I'm the master of this shop," as he wipes his hand on some acetone-scented cloth.
Okay.
And he puts a slightly cleaned acetone-smelling hand out for a shake.
For a shake?
A handshake.
Yeah, I will shake his hand, but can I squeeze a little bit to establish dominance?
Ooh, give me a intimidation. Ooh, okay. You squeeze his hand and he pulls it back with a visible shake. And he says, his demeanor changes a little bit to more serious alpha male to alpha male as opposed to cheery shop owner. As he says, "How can I help you?"
Oh,
And he dismisses his apprentice to get out of earshot.
excellent.
As the shop, of course, is making this cacophony of printing sounds and sounds like a newspaper, print room.
So I'm just going to look him in the eye and say straight up, we received our invitation to the ball tonight, but it appears to have been damaged in transit. Can you help us with this? And I'm going to show him what we currently have.
And he looks at the invitation and does a quick look to the left, look to the right, looks and says, "Yes, something seems off, like this was a test run print. As you can see right there," and he holds it up, "the slight watermark tells us that this was done with cheap stock paper and low-grade ink as opposed to the actual invitations. I'm assuming you don't have the actual invitation?" And he totally gives you the sus look.
Like, this was the invitation we received hand delivered.
And he totally looks at you guys. That was totally his insight check for a good solid 21. As he says, "Obviously, you don't work for the captains, I can tell.
Not
What is
yet.
it you really seek?"
He is a captain.
As he just looks back to you and says, in capital letters, "The captains."
Not yet, but we have friends, if you know what I mean.
And what is it this simple print shop owner can do for you? As he rubs his chin with his acetone fingers and realizes it smells like acetone.
Well, you can become another of our friends, which is better than being our enemies, and help us out with the invitation, which clearly was swapped in transit, stolen by the gutter snipe who's delivering it, so some nefarious personnel might sneak their way into the party.
These invitations, you understand, are not cheap. They're printed on the highest quality paper, the highest quality ink.
And we are the highest quality people and will pay accordingly.
And how many of these invitations does one need? Reprints, of course.
Should we get 3 just in case, considering, or?
Yeah.
'Cause I know that we're going to try and.
Enough for yeah, three invitations would be perfect, assuming we can get a bulk discount.
3 invitations with high caliber vellum, with lapis ink. I think. Now, is this a rush order, seeing as the event is happening in the next 24 hours? Or are you able to wait the standard week?
Gonna look him dead in the eye and not say anything.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion or an intimidation.
Oh my gosh.
As you roll a natural 1 to intimidation.
Oh, lordy.
Yeah.
And at that moment, Boom Howler's less Pirate King and more Bard. As he smiles at you and chuckles, and he says, obviously you're the entertainment. Am I right?
Oh.
As a matter of fact, I am. I am. You might know me by my stage name, Johnny Flash.
Flash of the job. I think I can print you the invitations for only 50 gold. Of course, if you weren't in such a hurry and you wanted them done regularly, I could probably do them cheaper, but I don't think that would suit your purposes, Johnny.
No, I do need them before we leave. But if the work is what we expect from a shop like this, we may do future business.
Yes, if it's satisfactory.
Are you needing the invitations delivered to you tonight, or will you come by and pick them up in the morning?
The party is tonight, right?
The party's tomorrow.
Oh. Well, you've seen what happened to our last delivery. I think we will have them picked up in the morning. Well, I'm going to look and make sure, Theo, because in theory they're her invitations.
Then, did you want them
Yeah,
marked?
but you're going to be dressed fancier than I am.
That's okay. We'll have them picked up in the morning.
I was going to be your mall.
Yeah.
Did you want the invitations addressed specifically to someone or to guests? How quickly I confound you.
Well,
yeah, so then we have to decide whether we're going to give a pseudonym that the.
Well, and if we have them made out to a specific person, then our names have to be on the list. Whereas if we are for guests, so yeah, we will be guests.
Yes, it is. As soon as the coins cross my palm here, I'll start printing them myself.
I will pay him 50 coins.
As soon as you count out 49.50, he says, "Thank you very much." Goes up to the counter. There's a drop box, a little slit in the counter where he drops the coins. You hear them tinkling down into other coins down below in a lockbox. And he immediately starts getting to work on the printing presses and starts putting in the little lettering to the printing press.
Okay, I guess that concludes this business.
As the apprentice comes out, as the master is doing the work, and he rubs his hands on his apron and says, the master says you'll be here in the morning to pick them up. I'll be here from 3 bells to 8 bells. And if not, then the shop will be open proper. Just do me a favor when you come to the door and knock 3 times, then 3 times more.
3 times on the ceiling if you...
Knock 3 times.
This way I know you're not just scoundrels trying to come in and steal the printing ink.
Is there really a black market for printing ink?
This is the 5 Fingers. Everything has got a black market.
He does have a point.
Fair point. Fair point. Can that ink be used in tattoos?
Oh, I'm sure it can. Ink is ink. I mean, and he holds up his fingers and you see, like, he's got permanent ink stains on both hands that never come off. I'm not sure about tattoos, but I've got plenty of ink permanent tattoos. The crux of being a printer.
Okay. I am going to give him a silver coin to remember us when we return.
As he basically gives the coin a look and thanks you and plops it into his apron. I'll remember, and I'll be here early, and I'll probably have a pot of the wake-up alchemical elixir if you want some.
We will need coffee, for sure.
Thankfully, the master has wake-up elixir for all of us. He's a good master. My parents apprenticed me under a very good man.
Excellent. Do you think we have any more business here?
No, I think that just about does it.
Okay. Well, thank you for your service, and we will see you in the morning.
I mean, you could always have print-ups done of you were successfully raided by the pirate so-and-so, so you can leave flyers behind.
Maybe next time. That's a good idea, though. That's a brilliant idea. Also, a good idea if you ever need to establish a business is invent washable ink.
Everything's fine until the first rain.
Oh, I mean, sticks to parchment washes off of skin.
Oh, excellent idea. I could see a market for that.
Well, that was for Theo.
Oh.
But he can, I'll let him. He can have the idea too.
Now Theo's totally getting the idea for future heists using water-soluble paint. So that way you can paint a wagon and then spray it with water and immediately it's washed to a different color.
Works so much better than shelf paper.
Brilliant.
Okay, so where are you guys heading to now? Any other footwork before the party begins? As you guys are seeing City Watch mark off per certain alleyways for vehicles because they're going to be used for people traveling only. They're totally setting up, starting at the docks. The floats are being set out there in wagons. Animals are being dressed in disguises to make horses look like giant spiders or different sea creatures.
Oh, that's awesome. It's going to be fun. Do you have anything further? I kind of want to get these maps back to Cal so he can start making a plan for us. Sorry, did I cut you off?
No. I say we get back to Callus.
Okay.
Okay, you guys head back to the old Crime Lord HQ. It's a bit of a walk from Captain's Island, but you have everything you needed. You have invites that are going to be ready. You've got charts. You've got maps. You've got the Watch's patrol routes. You guys
what have you been
all
doing,
out
Callus?
in the planning room.
Yeah.
As Callus has a rogue.
Did Callus have his own adventure while we were? Sideswipe.
Alice is yelling at Mia across the shop to stop stealing bullets.
He's been sleeping. He knows it's going to be a late night. He's probably
So
going to have to
what's
do
the
after work.
plan?
That's fair.
So what is your guys' plan? Is you have all the maps spread out, you have the montage of planning and prepping, you've covered every conceivable contingency plan.
So
So
I'm
we've
assuming you tell me like the map we're looking to get is actually a person's body.
It's a tattoo on a person's body, likely the host.
Great. So we're going to subdue the host and fillet him. Wonderful.
I'll bring my skin and knives.
I mean, we
I
are
know.
pirates.
It's tricky.
And his property with all of his stuff. All right. What could go wrong?
Indeed.
I mean, with a genius like you behind the planning, nothing.
Yeah, okay. We might want Gunny there.
So these are the sewers. These are the streets and alleyways. And this is the guard routes and the parade route, if that helps.
Okay, so we'll be outside.
And these are just maps of the waterways. I don't think you need those.
We're going to be outside then. For this party.
I'm sorry?
So we're going to be outside for this party.
I mean, we will be getting in, but how we get in, how we get out, I think those are important things to consider. We never asked for a map of his mansion, but I don't think we could have bought that.
Not a lot of city records in the Five Fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. Biggest part will be figuring out where he might be and how we get him separate or secluded. That's going to be the big question.
We will have invitations for each of us. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. But if he's anything like you, he'll be out wandering and flaunting and talking and flaunting and, peacocking and, so getting him alone to jump and fillet him, well, that's,
Well,
that one's going to take a little play by ear and figure out what's going on. So,
well, if he's anything like me, he could probably be enticed into a private liaison.
yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. Unless you can, talk him into seeing or showing him something of his import to him, for some private business. So yeah, should be loads of fun.
As all of a sudden a gaggle of your guys' henchmen kids go running by with masks on. Really crappy kid masks that they've made.
Aw.
They're in the spirit.
And I could be the god of masks.
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I was making masks with the kids.
Look, my mask got bullets on it.
No, they're expensive now. Sorry. No bullets, just fake bullets. Things cutouts of bullets. Yeah, so that's something that you want to think on is like what story to entice them into a private audience, or or if there's something of his that we would be wanting to see that you could convince them for a private audience to view or discuss, but that means knowing more about them.
What are you plotting?
So one advantage we have is we do know about his secret.
That's secret.
The fact that he killed his master to steal the tattoo in the first place. And we know about the tattoo. The map.
Mm-hmm.
The midnight map? Nightmare map?
The midnight map.
Yeah, that might be careful to play with because that could get us locked up if you're not careful and threaten them.
It could get us locked up, but it could get a private audience because he might not want to deal with us in the open. But that's just one thought. We could think of other things. Now I'm almost wishing we bought the stupid 300 gold piece map, but I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah, I don't have that kind of money to spare, so.
Got that kind of money to spare. You guys are feeding a gunny.
Right?
No, we don't, but it just might have. It would have routes. The thing is, maps won't interest him because he has every map. He is every map he could possibly need.
Right? Yeah, so it's like, how do you entice him? Unless you got some kind of relic or something to show or know of a relic that he has that might be selling, or.
We do have. Speaking of relics, so one of the rumors about this chest is that it's seeking the treasure of the first pirate king, trying to lead you to the drowned place.
Baby
And
Jones' master. As obviously the bard committed that to memory.
He did, and he also wrote it down. And we do have a key to a mystical treasure chest. That might
There you
interest
go.
him.
There you go. There's some story possible. So yeah, that would be potential to entice him. Maybe the key might fit something that might help with the map.
Well, the keys to the
as far as the story, I know that, but story.
For the story, because it's clearly a mystical key. So
that may be worthwhile as a plot line to engage conversation.
Sure.
That's going to be the biggest part.
You could go with
Mm.
the from antique dealer to antique dealer. I've
Ah,
heard rumors of. I'll show you
Yep.
mine if you show me yours.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Cool.
yeah, that's
That's a nugget of
for
a plan. We're good.
yeah,
Well,
providing
that's
the
fine.
Neo and Theo seduction route doesn't work.
Or it works too well.
Yeah, as we've
So
seen in the
then
past.
So then the sun rises outside the complex on the day of masks and mysteries, as all of a sudden little groups of food vendors are selling food on every street corner. There's little groups of kids and adults playing in masks, lovers wearing kissy face masks, kissing each other on the street corners. Even the poorest folks are trying to pretend to be rich today because everybody's having a great day. Because it's totally not Mardi Gras, but it's totally Mardi Gras. Booze is flowing. What are you guys doing?
So we need to go collect our invitations
Okay.
and get some of the wake up concoction.
You go up to the door. Does someone knock?
I will knock 3 times and then 3 times
Not
more.
good to more.
And when you do, a few seconds later, you hear the building rumbling from printing press work, and eventually a small little 3 foot by 3 foot door opens up. That's about shoulder height. As it's the delivery's door. As the gentleman opens up and he has an envelope of folded paper and immediately plops it down on the little shelf that's there, and plops down 2 wood cups of alchemical wake-up juice. It smells earthy and warm and sweet.
So, just
I
a
will.
thought and suggestion. Looking at the time in real world, I don't know that we'll get through the whole thing, so do we actually mulligan and we actually printed 4 and
Conveniently, each one is for guest +1.
okay.
Okay.
Because yes, I did see the time.
Just a thought. And then we kind of
Hey,
So I will-
we could pretend that Gunny is actually a costume.
Oh my gosh,
Seriously?
yes.
I could create a voice unit and pretend to.
And we are good at disguising. Look at the wagons we did. Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
I mean, there may be other dressed up
There could be steam jacks on site, yeah.
But I'm going to hand the mugs to Callus and Theo and take the invitations and replace it with 5 silver on the shelf.
Aw, he smiles at you guys and says, "It's great been doing business with you. I'd shake my hands, but I'm covered in fresh ink." And yes, you'll notice the envelope's got some inky fingerprints on it. That's why it's in an envelope and not just raw paper.
Good thinking. Okay.
Is there anything else I can help you out with? As he looks at the next silver coin that he's got. If and you're needing something done, I can do it cheaper than the master does, by the way, just to let you know.
Ah.
Well,
I do have some cards I need made eventually, but
Just don't tell the master.
Wow.
discretion is our middle name.
Undercutting his gig. Wow.
Yeah, discretion is like, it's our middle name, but it comes after bloody.
It's fair.
Okay. So any last minute prep before the party time? Or any filler for 10 to 20 minutes? Or do we want to wrap up early?
I can't think of anything specific for the game, so.
Does someone want to buy a mask for Mia so she has no choice of what she has to wear?
Oh, that would be funny.
Callus,
think
that's
Callus
What do
for
you think she
you.
would hate the most, Callus?
I don't know.
Ooh, get her a callus mask.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would be fucking funny.
Commission a mask of your own face.
That was funny. I don't know.
Oh, that's
I mean,
funny though.
that is funny. I will give you inspiration for that if you do that.
I just can't think
Done.
it would work. What would her character not like?
Or a mask of her sister.
Well, I thought that one's kind of hard, kind of very distinct, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but we can't exactly do a.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sea hag?
See what?
Sea hag.
Oh, there you go.
Oh. Now the question is, how good of a mask are you wanting to get for her price-wise?
I mean, I don't know. She'd be pretty
We'll chip in.
Nice.
verbose and forward, so suppose get her a decent mask.
One that won't fall apart?
But yeah, well, definitely. I mean, and I suppose she needs some kind of sea hag attire.
It was the last one we could get you. There weren't that many available. So.
You know, she's got to have like a sea hag gown or something. You know, still nice and flourishy, but a sea hag nonetheless.
This way she could hide, weapons.
So are you going to go the Party City cheap 10 gold costume or 25 gold for something nicer?
No,
I'll donate 7 to the cause.
25.
Okay, so you guys get her a nice sea gown. It's not crazy, ball of the party, but you definitely find a sea hag attire. It's a popular look. Supposedly, if you meet a girl dressed as a sea hag on the night of masks and you end up marrying her, she'll be a happy wife your whole life.
See, there we go.
Because the sailors say that, because she'll always be prettier than the day you met her.
See, there we go. We're trying to matchmake for her too.
They said it was good luck.
Yeah, she's gonna love that.
That's what she gets for having a storm.
Right?
Yep. You let friends shop or you get what you get. Everybody knows that's for Halloween. You either become the slutty bunny or the slutty cat. And I look really good as a slutty cat, as long as I say.
Yes, you do, baby.
Wow. Okay.
Better than the unicorn. That's all I'm going to say.
That's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. That was funny.
So do we want to wrap it up there then?
I think so.
I think, yeah.
Anything else? And happy first contact day today.
Yep. Happy first contact day.
Star Trek.
For all you Trekkies.
Obviously not a true Trekkie.
Obviously not.
Oh, Yes. Today in the future, 2063 was first contact with the Vulcans.
Ah, I did
It's
not know
also
that.
marked to the tadpoles if you play WoW.
Okay. Did not know that.
And if you click that link I shared in Roll20, you'll see the parade that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you're wanting to avoid the parade like the plague.
Oh, it's not part
Probably.
of the parade's not part of his thing.
It's not part of his thing.
Hey, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Unfortunately, I can't get that to play in Roll20. But if you have a TV as your game table, you can use that map. It's kind of a cool little mini video loop.
Nice.
I found it, just
Sounds
thought it
like
was
it.
too good not to share.
That is cool.
Yeah. So now in Roll20 now they have the like create on the go map stuff going, or I think available for testing or playing.
Yep.
So
They're
kind of
trying
cool.
to make sure they're staying more relevant than Sigil is.
Oh yeah. I don't blame them.
Like, that's hard to do. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud?
So yeah, I haven't done anything or played with it, but it looks pretty cool from what I've seen or read on it.
Yeah, I've not futzed with it yet.
Oh.
But you now have dapper outfits. You now have a embarrassing sea hag costume.
I mean, it's still a nice looking hag, but a sea hag nonetheless.
And let me post in the notes for next month is not the 3rd, but the 10th.
Yeah.
So we can all mark the calendars, because I just marked my calendar.
Nice.
And my
Sounds
belly
awesome.
just grumbled at the right time to say it's probably time for foods, because we didn't do breakfast.
I had a cochito.
Haha.
Wow. Thanks for bringing me one.
Hey, I was running late.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
All I gotta
You
say
found
is,
it.
wow.
And man, that's brutal.
And I might be running into some of you guys tonight for Midgard, right?
Yep. That's my plan.
Okay, good. The silence had me worried for a second.
Like, it's not me.
Yes. No. Midgard. It's definitely a plan. Been a while. Can't wait
Yep.
to do some Viking hack and slash.
I recall you guys left off by running away into the forest and then being chased, and then someone threatened somebody, and they said, "Yes, I will pursue you," and he blew his horn and summoned reinforcements.
It was a tactical retreat. It was not a runaway.
As the French lord said, "Look at these Viking cowards running away. They see one burning village that we started the fire for, and they run away."
Yes. The tactical reposition.
It just reinforces the French lord's idea that if we burn the farms between Paris and here, the Vikings will have nothing to live off of. Did we forget to worry about our peasants? That's okay.
Sweet.
The Vikings will cull their numbers anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said, hopefully other people in the group will be showing up.
Yep. So that's a good spot to wrap it up and to go get some lunch or some cochito. Because a big old gingerbread cookie does count as lunch.
I don't know about that.
Well, if you add a glass of milk, the gingerbread cookie and the milk equal a meal-ish.
Ish.
And some eggs and bacon, like American cereal. Part of a well-rounded lunch.
Exactly. All right, then. We'll catch you also later.
All right, later, guys.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. Please follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/CPPN to never miss a show or stream.